Hi everyone, it's Natalie here. Welcome to my channel. Um, so it's Sunday night and I've gotten into this habit now on Sunday nights of thinking, hey, it's Sunday night. It's time to do what came out of the kiln today. And since Tom and I are preparing for a big pottery show next weekend, and then a second one in the middle of November. Yeah, I think that one, it's called the Mug Market. And it's totally different one, and it's really just going to be like smaller mugs and things. But yeah, we've been at it. So, and really, when I say we, mainly I mean Tom. Mainly Tom has been at it. So, I have several pottery pieces to share, and a new deck just arrived, and I've been waiting on this one with bated breath, and I will be so happy to let the deck creator know that it arrived. Yeah, and I figured what better thing to do than just open it now, on camera. So I have to share something because the pottery, pottery is so intricately and deeply related to Tom and to my relationship with him. So he teaches on a Sunday morning from 9 to 12, and sometimes he has to teach some afternoon extra classes and stuff, usually private classes and parties and parent-child classes and things like that. And this week, he did not have any classes in between. Oh, and he teaches again, at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 9 on a Sunday evening. And today he didn't have any classes in between, so he came home to crack our kiln in the basement and just see what was, what the pots turned out like. Well, when it got to be 5:30, because he comes in early to do various things before class starts, and it's the final week of this series of classes. So on week 6, he usually comes in and does some cooking and brings food, and everybody brings food and so on. And people were kind of looking around and were going, wait a minute, he should be here with the food, what's going on? And so I tried calling, and I called a few times and I never got any answer. And so I got in the car. Eventually, I went and I told the students what was happening, because by then it was about 6:10, and everybody was really getting nervous. All except for one student who was intent on asking if I had a key to the glaze studio, which was very interesting. And I misunderstood her, and I thought she asked if I had checked the glaze studio to see if he was over there, which is in a different building. And I clarified, no, if he was in the glaze studio, he would have called or texted or stopped by to say something before going over there, etc. And she was like, no, I just wanted to know if you have a key to get over there. Which is interesting. It's not a student I've met before. Very interesting. Anyway, so I got in the car and called several times on my way home, and I just started to go, okay, I have to accept, this is it. If he doesn't answer the phone, it's one of two things. He's either injured really badly, or very, very sick, or he's asleep and overslept somehow. And he's had just enough trouble with blood pressure. He's 46. So I just was really I'm glad I was able to keep calm on my way home, because really every possibility went through. And by the time I'd gotten home, I had basically faced death. And the reality that I may walk in the door and find that my partner is, not the way he was when I left him. And so when I came in the door, I called to him, and he answered right away very cheerfully, which is usually how he is when he wakes up. Men are lucky. The testosterone does something, I really swear. And I walked in and he had crashed so hard, sleeping on the bed, fully clothed, still wearing his clay clothes and everything, which is a whole other discussion. That's a whole other discussion. But suffice it to say, like, the relief that I felt, you know, walking in and seeing that he was okay, yeah, it was huge. It was really scary. For a few minutes, it was just like, okay, there's literally no point in worrying about this because whatever I come up with will not be what I'm faced with. Because I could be faced with almost anything. And I may as well just stay calm and alert so I can take in and deal with whatever's there. Because, if it's not an emergency, I can relax, and there was no point in getting upset. There will have been no point in getting upset in the first place. And God forbid, if there's an emergency, I've got to be firing on all cylinders in order to manage it. And if he's dead when I walk in the door, I want to be really conscious to take that in and be with that. So, yeah, shit got real. So I'm also like looking at all of this pottery, and it wouldn't be here without him. That's the reality that we all face at some point, and it's just a matter of like, is it going to be today, or is it going to be in 10 years or 20 years or next week? I mean, we just never know. And it's not to freak anybody out. It's just that, wow. He just texted. So he's got the R2-D2. He just said, oh my God, I feel so stupid and bad. He must have known I was talking about him. All of that aside, let's look at some really neat pots. So, yay! So this is literally one that's like, I don't know if you can see the faceting that I did on this. So as I was throwing it, I then like sliced it all the way around and then pulled it out, and then it's been painted. So there's a few of these that are in this color blue, and the blue just came through like so electric with the like black and the crackle under it. I also did, whoops, it's kind of big. I also did a pitcher in this glaze combination. Yeah. So he did a whole sampling of glazes for me last year for my birthday. Because we're generally pretty poor, and we certainly were last year because I lost my job right before my birthday, like right at the holidays. So we were really broke, and he said, look, can I make you some glazes that you could use? So he made me a whole bunch of glazes. And then here is another shade of green. Greens and blacks. And then, it's all okay, I swear. They just fell over, and that happens, and they're totally fine. Okay, there's some of these mugs, too, that came out with that green, with the, like, green and black. And then we also have a few that I did that are like this, where you can see there's some texture in there. Those are water carved. And then the moon, oops. If you can see that crackle in the moon, that's just like a little bonus that sometimes happens that you can't always predict. And I have this piece, and the stripes are from, you can kind of, there we go. You can kind of see on the bottom, there we go, the overexposure kind of stops it. Those are two different clays. So the white in, like here is porcelain, and the other one is like a speckled glaze. And I like wedged them together and then threw the pot. And this is one of the few that survived because getting that to work well without it breaking and like before you ever even fire it, it's rare. It's hard to do. So I like to scratch the Heart Sutra into the glaze. And and then like play with the glazes. So this one's got like black and white, and there's some like cobalt blue on the inside. Well, this one has some nice like splashes on it. Yeah. So there's like a black, and then there is a like a lavender or purple over it. And I usually do just black on the insides of these. And I have some of these that are waiting still to be fired. And on this one, I was thinking about this one as like, I was looking at the tea bowls that Masha from Musings by Masha uses. Because I've never thrown an actual tea bowl. Try that. And then I scratched the sutra into the bottom of the bowl. So the other art update that I have is that I'm also going to be in a fiber show. So it's the Speaking of Fibers, and that is not my piece. That's a piece that's in the show, but what a freaking amazing piece, right? People, a lot of the folks that are in this are like my friends and colleagues. They're people that I spend time with locally. Because we get together, you know, at least a couple of times a year. I think everybody else gets together more frequently than that. I can usually only manage a couple times a year. It's really nice to have something going on with art because I've spent so much of the year feeling really distanced from my art practice and from the way that that functions and works and operates. And I really see that being integrated into my path a lot more, which is a great segue into what I'm about to introduce here. Because I do feel there's at least one deck waiting to be created, and I'm letting it percolate because that's what it does. You know, things like this need to percolate. They need to kind of be in the system. There may be a couple, actually, and definitely at least one book, probably more. So just getting that space to think about it, ruminate on it, and then I tend to be one of those people that like once it's ready, I don't kind of regularly practice it. I then go, oh, this is the moment, and then I seize it, and it all comes out at once. And I just found out the artist whose deck I'm about to open seems to function very similarly. And she's just released a new deck, or is about to. She's just created a new deck. It will be released soon, I think. And it's Melissa Lucia, who created the Oracle of Initiation. And that's what's in here. And I'm so excited. I've been, like, the minute I saw this one, I kind of knew I was in trouble. In a good way, but I knew that it was going to be a deck that I would want to work with because I knew it was going to go deep. And listening to her, she just did a talk on Inspired Tarot Map with Kasia on Saturday, and it was wonderful. It was just wonderful, very inspiring. And I really enjoy when she talks to deck creators and people who are artists, because listening to them talk about their work really is inspiring to me. And I usually identify a lot with what they're talking about. So when Melissa was saying on there the other day that that she had just suddenly come up with this new, I think it's Signs and Santos or Signs and something. It's basically saints, you know, saints or Santos and signs oracle deck. But as she was coming up with it, it just sort of poured out of her, and she just, you know, it was ready to go. And I have a lot of pieces that I've realized over time, you know, probably want to be given voice in a similar fashion. And I know that they'll come through when they're ready. Like, I know enough about my own process to trust that that'll be the case. So anyway, ready to cut it open just along the top here. Oh my gosh! And she is such an awesome person. There's all kinds of like, okay, so I've got this whole little packet of stuff. Wow. So we've got her like postcard that kind of advertises the work that she makes and her classes. Wow, beautiful. And her card. Ooh, iPhone Image Adventures Workshop. Oh my gosh, that's what's on the back here. That's exactly what I need. That's exactly what I need. There's one potential deck that would come out of this. Maybe more. Wow. And then another one that kind of talks through this. Wow, I'm so glad I discovered her. And she lives in a part of the country that I would love to be in. Okay, so this is a card. Oh my gosh. Oh, bless her heart. Okay, so she has this beautiful card that I know that's a collage that she made. And it says, Natalie, thank you for welcoming the magical and shape-shifting oracle into your life. I have enclosed some funky fortunes, one-of-a-kind handmade oracle cards as a special reading for you. Enjoy, Melissa, and thanks for waiting. Oh, wow. So I wanted to order it from her. So if you want to get the deck, you need to email her. So I'll put her email and her information at the bottom here. And she does really tight quality control of her works, which is, of course, like we've all been trained to do that. And so when she orders it and gets it from Deck Game Crafter, sorry, lots of hair in my face, and clay in my hair, which I think I picked most of it out of the front. I think there's still some in there and it's itchy. Anyway, so she has them send her the decks. She gets them first, and then she checks them and then blesses them and does things with them and so on and puts them together and then sends them to people. So she had run out when I emailed her, but she went ahead and ordered, and she said, will you be okay to wait? And I was like, oh yeah, of course I'll wait. So we've had a lovely like back and forth in the time since. So here's one of the little ones. Oh, there's an 11 on it. And then a little... Oh, I love them. Oh, that's so fun. Look. And these are like little stickers. Wow. And that's so funny because owls are they're my little guys. And she's touched them. Like these are ones she made. This one. This is hand collaged and stuck on here. Oh, wow. And created onto the front of this card. Oh my gosh, Melissa, I'm gonna treasure these. I love this. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. Wow, okay. And then they come in this purple velvet bag. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so this will be another like bite it off with your teeth and spit it across the desk moment here. Okay. Oh my gosh. And there's so many in this deck. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, these are like title cards. So this one is here, and then and then this on the back. Her website is wonderful. And then Oracle of Initiation. Wow. And then, yeah, this is the tarot-sized edition. Wow, okay. And I do have the book. The book arrived in advance of the deck because I didn't have to wait for the book. I just had to go on Blurb and order it. So Blurb is another like on demand, really high quality. I mean, really, really high quality. Tends to be very happily used by artists who are doing a lot of bookmaking of their photography work. And it's so juicy and it smells good. Oh. So anyway, that book smells good. I wonder how these smell. It's Gamecraft or cardstock. Ooh, it smells good. Oh, they smell delicious. Okay, so the backs are like this. And so I can see, I'm going to want to edge these in black. These are deep, yo. These are really deep. So we've got luminescence. The first gateway. Purity. This is one that got me. Instinct. Wow. Naivete. Unfolding. Unconscious. Awakening. Wow. Wonder. I wonder if I turn my, yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. You know, and the irony is she developed this deck and this oracle right after her husband died. So it's not lost on me that the day that this got into my hands, I had that experience earlier with Tom. And I actually thought of that on my way home. You know, I wonder, you know, things are synchronous like that for a reason sometimes. And it really made me stop in my tracks and kind of go, okay, this could be it, you know? Wow. Hmm. Let's see, that one's hard to read. It says confusion. I've seen these on Shuffle Tarot, on Nina's channel, Shuffle Tarot, and I've seen them on Kasia's channel. And I knew based on the story of them and the way they came into being that this was going to be a deck that I needed to work with, and a book that I definitely need to read. But I can see it even now, just the difference between how they look on camera like this versus the impact that they make when you're just looking at them like in person. It's a big difference. It's really not, the camera does not do the impact of these photos justice at all. Wow. They have a very deep impact when you see them. And this is the one that's on the cover. Oh, yeah. This just does not do this photo justice at all. In person, the impact of this card and the way it hits is nothing like what you're seeing here. Wow. It's such a marked difference that it's worth, just through in a walk-through first impression, it's really worth noting. Yeah, this one too just does not do it justice. It's listening is the card. Yeah. Okay. Receiving. Trust. Wow. Artistically, there is a nakedness and a vulnerability in her work that is just breathtaking. Wow. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Mm. Mm. Wow. Gosh, the camera, it just doesn't. There's such a power and a strength and a vulnerability in her photographic work that is just it's remarkable. Yeah. Wow. Again, just does not do it justice. It's so beautiful. Mm. This one says alignment. Yeah. This one says sanctified. Mystery. So there are 88. And I can tell already, wow, I'm just going to absolutely treasure this deck and these cards deeply. Wow, I'm so honored to have these. I'm going to put her stuff on my altar and then find out more about her classes because, oh my gosh, I have got to meet her. Like that's just obvious to me at this point. I have to work with her and I need to meet her. I think she's speaking my language. So, all right, that's the Oracle of Initiation by Melissa Lucia. Wow. And there's so much depth in the book about each of the cards and her experience of them and other people's experiences of working with the deck. I mean, it's that she's able to articulate her experience in such a way and honor it through this process is really inspiring, because going through this, going through that kind of a process is something that is not anything our culture likes to honor anymore. We don't honor it. And really, it's left up to us to honor our own experiences and then share them and find the best way of sharing them with others. So, wow. Okay, everybody. Heavy stuff, right? Thank you for being here. Thank you for this journey together and for watching and for all of it. So I wish you the most beautiful week, and no doubt we'll catch up again soon. Bye.